everyone, it's Lottie from Cancer as a Lifestyle. So today I am holding one of my homeless mats that I just finished it. Here it is. I'm not going to unroll it for you because I just finished making it. It's big, and how would I show that to you anyway? But what I do, let me see if I can find it. You see this little, I make this little string, but I actually bind it right into the mat so it doesn't fall out. So you see, so it's kind of connected, so when they unravel it, it still kind of stays on there. So today I wanted to talk all about my Plarn because that's all I've been doing lately, is making Plarn. So hold on a second, let me put this away. That's one mat. Now this one mat, it took, I'm telling you, like I didn't count them, but I did look up once that it takes about 500 grocery bags to actually make one mat. Now I don't know if that's true or not. I did not count them. I don't do the exact measurements that you see out there for homeless mats, but yeah, I kind of make my own. Kind of like when you're cooking and you add your own seasonings. You don't measure things. You just throw this and that in. That's how I am with my mat. So a couple years back, I met a group of ladies who that's all they did was make homeless mats. And they were part of a church. I'm not sure if it was the Lutheran or the Presbyterian, but they had quite a few ladies there. They had a really nice ministry going. They that's all they did was homeless mats. And I mean, they were like fantastic. And I mean, they made different designs. They made different, color schemes and all. I mean, they were just like, my mats look like a child made it compared to how they do it. So, and they like take it real seriously. They were like measure every strip that they would cut. And it had to be like the exact size, and the width and the length of the mat was like, they took the stuff very seriously. They really were passionate about what they were doing. And I think there was quite a large group of them. They really had a nice ministry going. And then once a year they would make a donation to a homeless shelter. But that's not how I do it. I kind of, like I said, I am not this perfectionist. Like they really did a really nice job. I mean, these women are awesome in making homeless mats. I started making them. I thought that this is, whenever there's something new out there that I thought that my group of ladies would really like to learn, like arm knitting and looms and things like that, we would, we would go out and learn how to do that. We would spend the Saturday, like we were actually did a little bit of quilting. We met a lady who would quilt, and she showed us how to sew, and we just spent a great day doing that. But none of them really took up the homeless mats. They just didn't care for that. I think it was just not their type of thing, and I started it. Now, it seems to me like this is probably one of the most requested and in high demand of whatever my ministry does. This is the one thing that we cannot seem to make enough of, or I can't make enough of. So they go pretty quick. And I think because, I think the homeless really need these things. I mean, they are like, this is something that makes their life a little bit easier. And I roll mine up almost like, if you notice, like a campfire version of the Westerns. Remember how they had their sleeping mat rolled up and put on the back of the horse? And that's kind of what I do. I roll them up, and I have attached that, crochet a string around it where they can tie it. And and I attach it to the mat so it doesn't come off. So yeah, that's one of my mats, and it seems that that's what I've been doing, is making Plarn. So my Plarn, I roll them into these little balls, and I have adjusted. I don't know, the glare is on there. I have made. I have learned that, like I said, because of the grocery bags, it takes so many of them. I don't always have a lot of grocery bags. So that one year when I decided to make homeless mats, like for the whole, year, and see how many I could make and make a big donation, I think I made like 24 mats at that time. I looked for different options of what I could use to make the mats. So I've learned to, some ideas have worked and some haven't. So some of the things I've discovered Now, like I said, these groups of ladies will probably not do any of that because they stick to like the plastic bags. But I've learned to use different things, and some of the, like I said, some of the things worked, some didn't. Like for instance, this happens to be a bag that I bought bread in, and this works really well. I can cut this up as well, or for instance, garbage bags that you don't use, or a lot of like fruit or things like that that come in plastic bags. Anything that comes in a plastic bag, I found that it was sturdy enough and good, that I can use it. I can cut it in strips. I've also used plastic party tablecloths that people throw out afterwards. You get them at the dollar store or at a party store, and you're in different colors. The only thing I have learned to use is because, for instance, your average grocery bag is pretty thin, right? So here's your plastic bag. Oh my goodness, my lighting is just going crazy. So these are pretty thin. Oh, the glare. So these are your grocery bags. So when you cut them in a larger strip because they're pretty thin and you want them to have that durability, right? So when I use the tablecloths, for instance, the plastic tablecloths, I've just learned to cut them in a smaller strip because they're pretty heavy and durable that I don't need to. So this is what it seems that I've been working on the most here. I haven't really finished anything else, and I know I've had for my ministry and all. I wanted to show you I just started another mat, and basically this is what they look like. You see that? These are actually plastic liners that come in at work through all my boxes. That come into. They line them with plastic bags, and these happen to be pink, so I thought it was really cute. So I started a new one. Here it is, and then you just crochet it like use a regular large hook. Now the other thing that I've see, this is the hook I have, and if you notice there's these ridges in them, I don't really care for this one. And I have a few of these. Now remember when I told you that I inherited quite a lot of my supplies, and do you see how it is? It's got those grooves in between. I used to have a really nice hook that I used that was all smooth, and it broke on me. And it was really good because the plastic would just slide in very easily. And I noticed that with this groove here, a lot of the plastic that I use gets caught on it, and almost like really hard. It doesn't go smoothly. So yeah, so I kind of miss my regular hook, my nice smooth hook for it. But I'm like this. I have a few of these, and like I said, I've inherited quite a bit of supplies, and I'm like, waste not, want not. So I feel kind of guilty going out to buy a new hook when I have a whole container full of hooks, But like all of us, we have our special hooks, and we, like one of my favorite crocheting hooks actually has a bamboo handle, and a fellow crocheter gave them to me to help with it. It's supposed to help with your arthritis, and so you don't get that wrist pain and all, and it actually works really well. And I left it at my son's house, all the way in Dawson, Illinois, and and once I stop using and I use a regular hook, I can notice the difference in my hand. So yeah, so this is what I've been working on, is the Plarn. And yeah, I'm starting another one, and it is really slow process to make a mat, homeless mat. It's not that it takes a long time to crochet them, because once you see once you make the balls, it's just like 1 to 3. It's just really easy. It's the whole process of making them, cutting them, getting the plastic, getting enough plastic. It's just a hassle to find them. And so even though I can get plastic bags, like I said, because we get a lot of them at work we use them for, they're used as liners in the boxes that we received. But if that's all I did, then I wouldn't be able to make anything else, because I would be cutting Wow, my lighting is just horrible. I would be having to cut and prep my Plarn balls. That's all I would be working on. I wouldn't be able to work on anything else. So I usually just, you know, get a whole bunch of plastic at one time, and I spend the weekend and I'll make the balls and everything. And but you know, it's messy too because you know, the strips of plastic are flying everywhere when you're done cutting them and everything. So, but yeah, that's what I've been working on. I haven't been working on anything else. I've been trying to make these mats, get rid of the balls, make the, you know, yeah, so at least I got one. And you see how large it is. I don't store them here in my room at all because there's just no room for that. So I usually put them in the trunk of my car. And, you know, as soon as I can get a few of them, or if we're going anywhere near, if we're making a donation at one of our shelters, that's where we put them. You know, then I donate them however many I have. And it's just, I'm telling you, it's just such high demand. They go so fast. Whatever I bring in, it just basically they take it out of your hands. So yeah, so that's what I've been working on. Now I had to go to the store and I had to get more yarn. Now this is something I don't really do, is I don't go buy yarn because you work on donations. But here we are almost in March, and the fall and winter is one of our busiest time for the ministry. This is when we are the busiest. This is when we get the most donations of yarn from people, and then also this is when we make a lot of donations to different charities. So once, you know, March is coming around, spring is coming, you know, the ladies kind of slow down, and what they do is they really go kind of you know, summer comes, they go on vacation, they work in their gardens, they just, you know, they just don't have that time anymore. They don't, so summertime is really our slower period. We don't, we're not as active in making things, and of course we got, you know, you go out, the sun, there's a lot more activities to do in the summer. And then about August we start up again, we settle down and we start up getting, and we make a lot of things then. So the reason why I'm rambling on now, my whole point is that I have a lot of works in progress that I have not finished, and and I don't show them. If you notice, I always show you the finished piece and where they're going, and that's the reason, because of the fact that you know, I want to let you know where I'm donating to. I show you the finished pieces so I can say, okay, this is where they're headed towards, right? And so I have a lot of works in progress that I haven't finished. So this is what I really wanted to do, is finish them up. And normally I use whatever yarn I have. But this past year I got a lot of different yarns that, you know, a lot of bulky or a lot of fun yarn, or a lot of colors that you normally don't get. So when I started these projects, I thought I had enough yarn to finish them. Well, I really don't. So I kind of wanted to, I went to the store yesterday and I wanted to do something that I mean, I normally, like I said, I don't go purchase yarn, but I went and I purchased a lot of the colors that I needed so we can finish them off, clear off my basket. I got this wicker basket that I got once full of donated yarn, and they gave me a basket. I use it for all my works in progress. I want to finish that off so I can pack it up and kind of, you know, the winter will be over, spring is here, and we can kind of, you know, finish whatever projects, make donations, and then we kind of just relax for the summer a bit. So let me show you the kind of yarn that I did buy. I find that I don't have a lot of light colors because for some reason I have a lot more darker ones this time around. Like I said, I work on donations. So I ended up buying, these are all Red Heart Super Savers. I love going to Walmart, and you know, when I purchase yarn, it's not like I'm buying for myself, so I don't buy based on what I think is pretty or what I think is, oh, I want this. I buy it of how much more I can get out of my money. So because it is, you know, I want my I want to get more savings, you know. So I hope that, boy, I have a lot of glare here today. Let me see if I can adjust this. Excuse me. But oh Lord, you can't even tell. Well, Can't really tell this one really good, but this is the lemon, the Super Saver Red Heart. I bought quite a few of the lemon because I needed it to finish. Can you see that? Oh, it's just so bad. It is not going to work. The glare is just too bad. I am really sorry. So I bought 2 of the lemon, and I also bought the bright yellow. Yeah, I am so sorry. The glare is terrible. I can't adjust this thing. Oh. And then I also bought the Delft Blue, because like I said, I needed a lot of the lighter colors, something I just don't have. And I bought the turquoise. And then, of course, the light pink, which is the baby pink. Now, I purchased, so like 2 of each. I know you can't see them. It's just so terrible. I apologize. But I bought 2 of each because I'm not the only one. Mary also has asked me because she wanted to finish her projects also for the winter, whatever she had, so we can just kind of, you know, I don't want to say call it a day, but, you know, so she asked me. So I went out and got some of these colors will go to Mary too. And then I ended up getting for a personal project. Now let me show you this. Now, here's another personal project. So I know I've been saying a lot about the personal projects, which is why I want to take this weekend that's coming up and finish up all my ministry work that I need to do. I need to finish off those baby blankets and the hats and the scarf that I'm working on. I need to clean out that stuff and pack it away. And then I want to focus mainly on only my personal projects, because right now I have 3 that I need to complete, and each of them happens to be blankets, and these are the adult size blankets, so it's going to take a while. So I have a friend who is going through cancer, and every time I have a close friend or relative who is going through an illness or a cancer in specific, I always try to make them a blanket. And it's just something I've done for, I don't know, as long as since I've been diagnosed, you know, almost 12 years ago. So I am going to be visiting my friend in a few months in the spring, actually, or more like April, about 2 months or so. And I want to make her a blanket, and I was trying to think of what colors I wanted to use. And normally I use like 3-4 colors together, and I blend them and I make some kind of a, you know, make a design of whatever I want to make. But this time I decided to, you know what, I think I'm just going to do one color wave where it has like multiple colored strands in it. I don't know how do you call them? I call them prints. But I decided to use this one, the Spearmint in Red Heart Super Saver. Oh gosh, I can't even show you how pretty it is, because it is. It's coming out blue, but it's actually minty and spearmint colors, 3 different shades almost. It is just not coming out right, and oh. Well, anyway, because I thought of, she loves to walk alongside the beach, and she loves to walk in the woods and all, and I thought the green would kind of represent a lot of the ocean to me, and the forest, and I thought that this would look really good for her. It would be nice. So I don't know what design I'm going to do, what pattern or anything right now. I'm not going to worry about that till I start it, but I want to spend this weekend just finishing off the rest of my projects. Now that doesn't mean that I'm not going to make any more for the ministry. I am, but it's going to be a lot slower pace now. It's not going to be as you know, where we're, you know, whipping them out, and you know, I mean, we're still going to donate. We're still going to you know, do our our charitable organizations. We're not going to stop. It's just that the speed of things, for instance, you know, like Mary's been going crazy with crocheting, knitting, and she's been making a lot, but we just kind of slowed down. So, you know, instead of making maybe 5 things, we'll make 1, you know, a month or whatever. We'll just take our time more. We'll spend it more outdoors and being full of activities and all. So, a lot of times what I'll do is I'll have a container, a plastic storage container, and as I make them, I just store things there. And then once we come in August, we'll just gather everything up. But I am still going to continue making the twiddle muffs. I started. I have to go to the dollar store and get a lot of the thingamajiggins and bobbins and things like that that you attach to them. And, you know, that's going to be a project in itself because I can't go to the dollar store alone. Because I have an addiction problem when I go to the dollar store. And basically, I can't walk in there and not purchase everything that's there. You know, you hear my daughter laughing now because
that's the truth, man.
It is the truth, right? I don't know what it is about the dollar store. I walk in there and I'm like a little kid in a candy store and I'm like, oh, I need this. Oh, I gotta get that. Oh, look at this, isn't this cool? And I could literally buy everything on the shelf at the dollar store. So I go in there once a year, if that even, to get my calendar for the year. And even then I have to go with my daughter because she has to like pull me away like I have a substance abuse problem, seriously. And I can't go in there. So I'm like dreading this because I know I'm going to be able to get a lot of things to attach to the twiddle muff, and I am just like really going, oh my gosh, how am I going to do this? Can I do this without walking out, without, you know, getting like 100 things? So that's going to be a project in itself. So that's what I'm going to be doing. I'm going to be working on the twiddle muffs, and I want to continue making during the summer, most likely for the next several months. I want to be continue making the Afghans for the different charities. Now, the Afghans we don't really make too many of because they take so much time, and boy, my lighting is horrible, and I look like a ghost. Well, anyway. So that's what I'm going to be working on. So we are not shutting down or anything. We're just slower pace. So that's what I'm going to be doing this weekend, is finishing up. And hopefully next week I'll be able to come across and show you, you know, maybe make our final big haul of donations to different charities. And then we'll kind of slow down. Also, I wanted to thank everyone for subscribing and joining in on the giveaway that we're going to be having this. I think the deadline is Sunday, 11 p.m. Central Time. I will be pulling 2 winners on Monday, and I will be posting the winners. And, you know, leave it to me to mess up a giveaway, because I thought it would be great for fun and kind of give a shout out to other channels. And when I said leave in the comments who was your first channel that you ever subscribed to, well, half the people cannot remember who they subscribed to. And I thought it would be fun so everyone feels, I think, that if they don't comment, that they're not eligible, and that is not true. If you comment anything down below on that video, that's the last video I did for the giveaway, you will be entered in. I did put that down on the comments also. Yeah, unless you have stated that you do not want to be entered in. So I will be posting the 2 winners on Monday for that. So if you haven't done that and you want to be included, please watch the other video, and maybe I'll even link it down below in the comments to this one. If you know, you still have a couple days if you want to be part of it. So otherwise, thank you so much for watching, and have a blessed day, everyone.